Hello, welcome to another beer review. Excuse me, got something caught in my throat then. Welcome to another beer review. Now, I don't know if any of you noticed on my last few beer reviews, something happened. Everything started to go a bit Pete Tong. Everything started to go a little bit Pete Tong, and stuff started to be back to front and stuff like that. So I do apologise for that, most profusely. But hopefully the gremlins have been sorted out. So the beer I'm going to do now for you guys out there is, I was watching another beer reviewer, Dean's Beer Reviews. He did this about 3 weeks ago. And it's one of them beers which I've been meaning to do for a very, very long time, but I never get round to do it because I see other things, in the shop and stuff like that, and I pick them up instead of going for this. But lo and behold, I've actually got it, and I'm ready to give it a whirl. So I've never had it before. First of all, the beer is Mackeson Stout. There you go, boys and girls. Cracking. 2.8% ABV. There you go. This was, I think, one of the first milk stouts. As you can see, there's like a milk churn there. So what makes milk stouts different from a normal stout is that milk stouts have lactose in. And lactose is like a sugar derived from milk. And I think it's added to I don't think when you brew it, it does anything with the yeast, but it does add like a residue. There's a residue from it which adds sweetness. So this was first brewed in I'm looking at my notes here. This was first brewed in 1907 in Kent. And it was owned by Whitbread Bought in 1929. Whitbread obviously was acquired by AB InBev in 2001. By the 1950s, this accounted for half of Whitbread's production. And since 1999, Young's Brewery, Cameron's Brewery and Hyde's Brewery have been brewing it. In 2012, the ABV was dropped. It was dropped from 3% to 2.8%. In order to qualify for duty relief. So there you go. So without further ado, there it is, 2.8. Now, me personally, I never grew up, well, I had a grandparent who drank stout, but I never kind of grew up with people who drank this. So, I don't think it was that. Even though I grew up in Sussex and this was brewed in Kent, I don't even know anybody, trying to think anybody that, back in the day in my youth who actually did drink it, and I can't remember. I don't think there was anybody. So, yeah, so it's quite a new thing for me, in a weird way. So without further ado, I think the only thing left to do after I've just bored you, it says ingredients: water, barley malt, sugar, lactose, hops and caramel. I've bored you a little bit now. I think I better crack it open because it's only a small can. I've got another can there. I might top it up, make a pint out of it. 330ml can. And it's available in smaller cans, I think, as well. But let's see what we get. Yeah, there is a lot of coffeeness about it. A lovely, like a milky coffee. It doesn't, smell strong of coffee, but you get like a little coffee aroma there with kind of like, there is, I would say there is a kind of like a sweet milky thing going on about it. So let's pour out like we do, and it's come out. There she's in now. There she is, very nice looking, kind of like coffee head, I call it, coffee head. So she's come out pretty much black, lovely off-white head there, which looks, Very inviting. I love that colour of head. I must admit, I do like that. A hint of caramel there. There is kind of like a brown sugar type of thing going on. It's, yeah, you do pick up some sort of milkness about it. It's there. But the proof in pudding is going to be in the taste, isn't it? So, boys and girls, cheers. I tell you what. Now, 2.8%. It's got more flavour in it than I was expecting. I was expecting something very, very thin, very, very watery. This, first of all, we get a nice hint of caramel, then a nice. You do get a sweetness there. I would say from the lactose. It's very, very easy drinking, obviously, because of the ABV. It is absolutely. I tell you what, for its strength, I don't think there'll be any other beer similar for its strength to have so much taste to it. To be honest, we're going again. You're getting caramel and you're getting a hint of coffee, but the coffee for me, it feels like, you know, the jars of coffee you get with a really fine coffee, you know, the Maxwell House, you know, the real fine coffee you put in. That type of thing going on, you know. It is, what's that? A fly. It is rather nice, actually. It is. It's rather. It is. I can see why it's so popular. Definitely, it's definitely. You know, back in the day, you know, why it became so popular. Shall I say? I wouldn't say it's as popular now because I think, for me, beer goes with generations. The older grandparents, you know, drunk that with the Guinnesses and stuff. I think Guinness will always be popular, but sometimes I always think, you know, when generations of people, you know, the circle of generations of people disappear, whether or not there's enough there to keep a beer like that surviving, if you know what I mean, especially with the craft beer movement and all that. It does make me think that, you know, fear for the future of beers like this, because, you know, 20 years time, will that be still about? You know, that's a big, you know, question to ask yourself. But all in all, boys and girls, I'm 8.5 minutes in. I've been waffling on, well, not waffling on, reviewing a 2.8% stout, and it is rather good. So, boys and girls, Mackeson Stout, highly recommend that. Try it. You know, for its strength, it's got, you know, a bit of welly to it. And on that score, thank you for watching. As always, you all stars. And I shall see you, boys and girls, on my next one. So cheers.